Okay guys, so we're going to run through wrapping your hands. We're going to start with the loop around your thumb. Notice I move away from the thumb, across the back of the hand and around the wrist. So here I'm going to do 3 rotations. Depending on the length of your wrap and the size of your hands and any injuries you might have, you might do this more or less. From that bottom thumb position, I travel up towards my pinky finger on the back of my hand. Okay, so I'm keeping the palm clear. Around the knuckles of those 4 fingers, I'm going to do 3 wraps. Again, based on the size of your hand, the length of your wrap, or any injuries you might have on your knuckles, you might do this more. After I've done my 3 revolutions and I've ended at my index finger, I travel back down across the back of my hand to my wrist, and I'm wrapping around my wrist one more time. From the base of my thumb, I'm going to travel up and split between my middle finger and my ring finger. I travel back to my index finger, travel back down across the back of my hand and end up at my thumb again. Traveling up again between my pinky and my ring finger, travel towards my index. Just unwrapping those wraps a little bit more, guys. From the index, I'm going back across the back of my hand here so that the back is forming a series of crosses whilst the palm is keeping clear. Just adjusting my hand, make sure it's comfortable. Travel up, split the middle finger and the index finger. Wrap around the index finger. And now I'm going to travel back down again, like I've done with all the other fingers, towards the wrist. So I'm keeping that crossing motion present in all those fingers. Now from here, I've wrapped around my wrist again. My left hand is a bit smaller than my right hand. Obviously, I'm right hand dominant, so I've got a little bit more to play with. I'm wrapping around my thumb. Notice I'm closing and opening my fist, making sure that it's feeling comfortable, protected but comfortable. Wrapping around my thumb. Make sure my right thumb is protected in case I miss-hit. I want my thumb to be safe, and also it gives me a bit of extra support around the wrist. From here, we're just going to make sure that we finish off nice and clean. Wrapping around the wrist again, any excess I have, and I'm going to finish up with the Velcro. Once that's done, we should be able to see that the knuckles are protected, the wrist is protected, all the ligaments and bones are protected in my hand. If I turn over, my palm is clear. I scrunch it up a little bit, makes it a little bit more comfortable when I'm not wearing gloves to close my fist. Okay guys, now moving to our other hand. So same again, we're going to start with the loop. Where it says this side down on the hand wraps, make sure you put that side down. Moving away from your thumb, across the back of the hand, we're going to do 3 revolutions of the wrist. Once again, if you have a wrist injury, make sure you go around here a little bit more. Okay guys, of course if you've got ongoing wrist or hand pain, it's probably a time to rest up or come up with another way of training. So always hit us up. We've got plenty of suggestions. I'm going to go 3 laps around my knuckles, making sure my knuckles are covered. Now from the base of my index finger, once I've finished these revolutions, I'm going to travel back down to my wrist. So notice that cross. From here, I'm going to start splitting my fingers, going up, splitting between ring and middle finger, back to my index, and back down towards the wrist. 1 circle around. From the thumb, back up again between pinky and ring finger, back to my index finger, back down and around. So I'm keeping those X's coming, guys. From the thumb to my index finger, wrap around my index finger, make a smaller X, back down to my wrist. Just adjusting, make sure it feels comfortable, protected, but not too tight, guys. I can't emphasize that enough. Going around my wrist, time to protect my thumb. So from here, wrapping my thumb, make sure it's comfortable, close my fist, go around, and we're going to repeat this motion. Now, the hand wraps here started to turn a little bit. I don't want to have too many turns and scrunched up bits of hand wraps. I want to make it nice and flat. As I'm training during the hour and I'm putting my hands in and out of those gloves, that's going to get a lot worse. So we're going to make sure we get it right first. Once we finish, we're going to finish up with the remainder of the hand wrap around the wrist and lock it up with the Velcro. So I've got a bit extra here. I've gone around my thumb again. There's no problem with that. My wrist is comfortable. It's protected. My knuckles are protected. I'm going to finish off around my wrist, use that Velcro, and we should be all done. 2 hands wrapped, ready for training. Make sure your palm's clear. You can make a comfortable fist, punching with our knuckles, and we don't hurt ourselves with training. That's all, guys. Have a go at that. If you have any questions, make sure you ask me. Always happy to answer any questions. Thank you.